Welcome to the Clockwork Lantern Tavern, where the lanterns glow softly, the gears turn gently, and even the quietest mysteries are given time to breathe. Tonight's story begins. The first tremor was gentle, so gentle that most patrons assumed someone had laughed too enthusiastically. The second tremor rattled the tankards. Lanterns swayed. The dragon companion clutched the table. That was not laughter. The Clockwork Lantern Tavern creaked, but it did not lurch, except tonight. The wizard gnome grabbed the counter. That, he announced, is foundational movement. The goblin blinked. Is that bad? Yes. Glint slid from his stool and pressed one metallic claw to the floorboards. Another tremor rolled upward, followed by a deep mechanical groan, slow and heavy, like something enormous trying to turn in its sleep. Beneath the tavern ran one of the old canal chambers, long ago converted into part of the district's pressure system, and something lived down there. A wooden panel near the hearth shifted. Steam escaped in a weary puff. Then a tentacle rose, not wet, not slimy, brass-plated, segmented, massive. It stretched upward sluggishly, gears clicking faintly at its joints. The tavern froze. The goblin whispered, "We have a basement." A second tentacle followed, then a third. Between the boards, a great mechanical eye blinked open. It did not look angry. It looked exhausted. "It's the Clockwork Kraken," the gnome breathed. "You named it?" Tamsin asked. "It named itself," he replied weakly. The Kraken's eye blinked again. Another tremor shook the room. Not violent, just restless. One tentacle tapped the underside of the floorboards in a slow, uneven rhythm. Like a creature too tired to settle, Glint stepped forward calmly. "You are overextended," he said softly. The Kraken's gears turned in a tired reply. A faint metallic whine echoed from below, not sharp, but strained. For decades, the old engine had helped circulate steam pressure beneath this quarter of the city. It redirected flow during peak demand. It compensated for upgrades. It worked through every improvement the gnome proudly installed. And there had been many. The goblin frowned. "It looks cranky." "It looks worn," corrected the dragon companion. The Kraken lifted one tentacle and let it fall with a dull thud that rattled the cutlery. The lanterns flickered. The pipes above groaned faintly in sympathy. The gnome swallowed. "We may have increased output." "How much?" Tamsin asked. "A heroic amount," he admitted. The Kraken's eye half closed. Another deep mechanical sigh rolled upward, this one longer. Glint rested his claw against the wood again. "You want rest?" he said quietly. The Kraken blinked once, slowly. The tavern went still. The goblin shifted. "Can a Kraken nap?" "Everyone can," said the dragon companion gently. "We do not shut it down." Glint continued. "We ease the load." The gnome hurried to the valve controls and began reducing rotational demand gradually, not abruptly, carefully. The pipes softened their tone. The lantern light steadied. The tremors slowed. Not stopped. Softened. The Kraken's tentacles lowered slightly. Another rumbling exhale echoed from below, but this one sounded relieved. The dragon leaned toward the gap in the boards. "You've been carrying us," he said earnestly. A small gear near the Kraken's eye turned lazily in response. The tavern settled back into place. The Kraken's tentacles withdrew into the canal chamber below. The mechanical eye blinked once more, then closed. Warm silence returned. The goblin looked at the floorboards. "So we overworked a giant engine creature." "Yes," said the gnome quietly. Tamsin crossed her arms. "Add it to gentle night." "A rotational rest cycle," the gnome murmured thoughtfully. The goblin sighed. Efficiency continues to suffer. Balance, Glint corrected softly. From that evening forward, once each week, pressure demand eased across the lower canal system. The great gears turned more slowly. The tremors ceased. And somewhere beneath the tavern, a vast mechanical creature was finally allowed to sleep. And so the lanterns dimmed, the tea cooled, and the city settled into its patient rhythm once more. If you'd like to return to Gearwing City, there will always be a chair waiting for you. Lanterns lit, stories shared.